I'm Sailor Mercury, and I'm Sailor Mars. And today we're going to talk about, well, Brother Love or Bruce Pritchard's being both the showrunner for Raw and SmackDown, and by being the head writer of WWE again. Everyone knows that by now knows that he is the head writer again. And he's probably the only one to be head writer 2 times. Well, I take that back. Pat Patterson was the head writer 2 times, once between George Scott, and Brother Love was the head writer the first time, and between James Cornette and Vince Russo, Michael P.X. Hayes, and Paulie Dangerously. Seth McMahon was the head writer 2 times, between Paulie Dangerously and Michael P.X. Hayes, and Stephanie McMahon and Hunter Helmsley. And Brother Love is now the head writer again. Well, he's also the showrunner of both Raw and SmackDown. And a lot of folks don't like him. A lot of folks don't like him for all kinds of grounds. They don't understand how he can be in WWE again. They don't understand why he's the head writer again, or why he's the showrunner Raw and SmackDown again. Everyone has this why, I don't know. But at the end of the day, everyone has a right to their beliefs. But I think that Bruce Pritchard, or Brother Love, whatever you want to call him, has done a good job so far as a showrunner for Raw and SmackDown. Or do you call it the head writer for Raw and SmackDown? Anyway, it is what it is. Yes, and I know that a lot of folks, are like, oh, I know a lot of folks have their own thoughts and beliefs, but I think he's done a good job. He's probably the only one that can probably handle, running Raw and SmackDown. Not to say that others couldn't do it, but yes, I'm sure Vince McMahon has a lot of trust in Brother Love, or whatever, over the years. He's been in W at least 3 times. And I would have made a film talking about this earlier, but, it is what it is. So let's talk about how it isn't all happened. In the beginning, WWE brought in Paulie Dangerously, which was already there, and Eric Bischoff. But after from July until October, it wasn't working out, so Eric Bischoff was then let go. And then Brother Love then took over handling all the SmackDown things. Until not too long ago, Paulie Dangerously was let go. And Brother Love took over both the spots. At the end of the day, it is what it is. And I think Brother Love, or Bruce Pritchard, or whatever you want to call him, he's had more than one selfhood. I call him Brother Love since that was the selfhood he played during his first 2 runs in WWE, and does from time to time. So that it is what it is. So what do you think? What do I think, Sailor Mercury? You asking what I think? Well, I think that he's gonna do a good job as the showrunner of Raw and SmackDown. He has the booking and the writing that Vince might have more of a liking to. Yes, it didn't quite work out with Eric Bischoff, who said it wasn't the right fit for him. And it didn't quite work, and it didn't work out for Paulie Dangerously. So it is what it is. And a lot of folks say, oh, well, Brother Love was the one that made sure that Eric Bischoff got fired. Which is not true, since Brother Love and Eric Bischoff have been friends for some time. Oh, it was Brother Love that got Paulie Dangerously out of his showrunner job. There's no truth to that at all. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. I think that Brother Love will do a good job as a showrunner for Raw and SmackDown. And if it doesn't work out, well, there's always going to be folks that are going to be ready to take over that job. Even though he's a head, he's been a head writer at WWE again, making it a two-timer. And as I mentioned, the only folks to ever be head writer two times was Pat Patterson and Stephanie McMahon, with George Scott and Vince Russo and Michael PX Hayes and Paulie Dangerously and Hunter Helmsley only being head writer once. But at the end of the day, it is what it is, you know. And I think that he'll do a good job, and he has. You know, there have been a lot of good things both on Monday Night Raw or Moon Day Night Underdone and Friday Night SmackDown. I know a lot of folks out there probably think that probably don't say otherwise, and they blame him for all the things that WWE did between 1992 to 1996. Well, because that's how long he was the head writer for at that time. Yeah, and I'm sure a lot of folks blame him for all kinds of stuff too. You know, they say he's a bad writer, he's a bad booker, whatever you want to say. But they got the right to their thoughts and belief. But at the end of the day, I think Brother Love is going to do a good job as a showrunner for Raw and SmackDown. You know, you know. Yeah, you're right about that, Sailor Mars. There's always going to be those who were sad that it didn't work out so it didn't work out. But at the end of the day, I think Brother Love will do a good job as a showrunner of Raw and SmackDown and as a head writer WWE again. You know, and a lot of folks, you know, sad for that part. I would have made this film sooner, but you know, it is what it is. A lot of our films had to be made before this one, and it is what it is, you know. And I know there's going to be some folks out there saying, "Oh, why do you call him by his selfhood?" Well, that's what I do, out of onlook, having onlook for what he did during his time in the GWF and the WWF and the, you know, and the AWF and, you know, and what he did during his time in IW, which he was there about two times too, or TNAW. But at the end of the day, it is what it is, you know. And yeah. So I think he'll do a good job as head showrunner of Raw and SmackDown, as well as being the head writer of WWE again. And I know a lot of folks out there have their thoughts and belief, and that's good. They can believe whatever they want. You know? But it is what it is. So, that's how it happened. You know, it didn't quite work out. You know? But it is what it is. So, only time will tell what good comes out of this or what any bad comes out of it. But in my belief, I think there's a lot of good that can come out of this than anything bad coming out of it. Alright, you're right, Sailor Mercury, but it looks like we're going to end this film now. Seeing about 9 minutes. Alright, we'll end this film now. I'm Sailor Mercury, I'm Sailor Mars, hope you like this film.